Hey everyone, my name is Sam, and this is I Went to London, Lesson 53. You can watch all my previous videos on my channel in the playlist I Went to London. Remember, reading doesn't have to be boring. It's all about finding the right books, the right techniques, and the right mindset. Once you do that, you'll discover that reading can be one of the most enjoyable things in the world. So are you ready to give it another try? Let's make reading fun together. Have you ever wanted to start reading a book but felt completely lost about where to begin? Maybe you picked up a novel, flipped through a few pages and thought, wow, this is too hard for me. If that sounds familiar, don't worry, you're not alone. Many English learners struggle with finding books that are both enjoyable and easy to understand. But here's the good news. You don't have to jump straight into difficult novels. There are plenty of books out there that are perfect for beginners, and once you find the right ones, reading will become something you actually look forward to. One of the biggest mistakes learners make is choosing books that are too advanced. They try to read classic literature or complex novels filled with difficult vocabulary, long descriptions, and tricky sentence structures. It's like trying to run a marathon without any training. Of course, you're going to feel exhausted and frustrated. But what if you started with something simpler? There are books specifically written for language learners, and they use shorter sentences, easier words, and more straightforward storytelling. These books allow you to enjoy a full story without the stress of constantly stopping to look up words in a dictionary. And don't think that just because a book is easy, it's boring. There are exciting adventure stories, heartwarming tales, and even funny books designed for beginner readers. The key is to choose something that genuinely interests you. If you love mysteries, find a simple detective story. If you enjoy fantasy, look for a book with magical creatures and exciting quests. Reading should never feel like a chore. It should feel like an adventure. Another great option for beginners is graphic novels. Have you ever read a comic book and felt completely absorbed in the story? That's the power of pictures. Graphic novels combine text with illustrations, making it easier to follow the story even if you don't understand every single word. The images provide context so you can guess the meaning of unfamiliar words without needing to check the dictionary all the time. Plus, graphic novels are often fast-paced and full of action, which keeps you engaged from start to finish. Whether you like superheroes, fantasy, or real-life stories, there's a graphic novel out there for you. If fiction isn't your thing, don't worry. Non-fiction books can be just as fun. There are plenty of books about animals, space, history, and science that are written in simple, easy-to-understand English. These books teach you something new while helping you improve your reading skills. Imagine learning cool facts about space travel, wild animals, or ancient civilizations, all while practicing English. Nonfiction is perfect for curious minds who love to learn about the world in an enjoyable and a stress-free way. Now let's talk about a reading secret that many learners don't know. Repetition is your best friend. Some books are written with repeated words and phrases to help you naturally learn vocabulary without even trying. When you see the same words over and over again in different situations, they start to stick in your mind. Think about how kids learn their first language. They hear the same words repeatedly in different contexts, and soon those words become part of their vocabulary. You can do the same by choosing books that use repetition as a learning tool. But choosing the right book is only the first step. The next challenge? Staying motivated. Have you ever started a book, felt excited for the first few pages, and then suddenly lost interest? It happens to everyone, and it's completely normal. The trick is to set small, realistic goals. Instead of telling yourself, I have to finish this whole book, try saying, I'll read one page today, or I'll read for 10 minutes before bed. Well, small goals make reading feel manageable, and before you know it, you'll have finished an entire book without even realizing it. Another way to stay motivated is to make reading a daily habit. Just like brushing your teeth or drinking coffee in the morning, reading should become a natural part of your routine. Find a quiet, comfortable spot where you won't be distracted and dedicate a few minutes each day to reading. Whether it's in the morning with your tea or at night before sleeping, a little bit of reading every day goes a long way in improving your skills. Still struggling to stay focused? Try reading aloud. It might feel strange at first, but reading out loud helps you hear the rhythm of the language, practice pronunciation, and stay engaged with the story. It's like having your own mini English lesson, but way more fun. If you're feeling extra adventurous, you can even record yourself reading and listen back to hear how you sound. And don't be afraid to take breaks. If you ever feel tired or overwhelmed, step away from the book for a while. Sometimes a short break is all you need to come back with fresh energy and a clear mind. Reading should be enjoyable, not stressful. If a book feels too difficult or boring, it's okay to switch to something else. There are so many books out there, why force yourself to read something you don't like? If you ever find yourself losing motivation, reading with a friend can be a great solution. Find a reading buddy, pick a book together, and discuss it as you go. You can share your favorite parts, talk about the characters, and even help each other with tricky words. It makes reading feel like a fun social activity instead of a solo challenge. If you don't have a friend to read with, you can join an online reading group or follow book discussions on social media. The more you surround yourself with people who enjoy reading, the more motivated you'll feel to keep going. And here's a final tip. Don't force yourself to finish a book if you're not enjoying it. There's no rule that says you have to complete every book you start. If a book isn't interesting, find another one. The goal is to develop a love for reading, not to struggle through something that feels like homework. So what kind of books do you enjoy? Do you have any favorite easy-to-read novels or graphic novels that you'd recommend? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Let's share ideas and help each other find the best books for learning English. Remember, reading is not about perfection, it's about progress. The more you read, the easier it will get. So pick up a book that excites you, take it one page at a time, and enjoy the journey. Happy reading!